Knowing my soft spot for all cemeteries, Brida and Evan decided to take me on a tour at the Glasnevin Cemetery. I thought it's the biggest or the oldest in Dublin. Couldn't find anything to confirm that all. Anyway, it hosts the graves and memorials of several notable figures. It also runs tours and hosts educational groups.
I'm going to tell you the little story about the grave robbing because it was very much part of life here in Glasnevin. So it was a family affair. You could get up to 4 months' wages for a body, which was a lot of money in the 1830s. So the wife would be made come in here in the daytime and she'd follow a funeral and she'd have pieces of glass in her pocket. After they had all left, she'd sprinkle the pieces of glass on the fresh burial. The husband would come in at night time with the small young children. He'd put leather shoes on the horse's feet so they wouldn't be making any noise. And with his lantern, he'd go around and he'd see the glass glistening and he knew that's where the fresh burial was. So he'd dig a hole down behind the tombstone. This is where the young children were sent down, put a rope around and exert the bodies. Where were they going with the bodies? They weren't bringing them home for tea. They were going to the Royal College of Surgeons. And unfortunately, this is how we had advanced in medicine. So, you know, someone had to do it. But they made a lot of money on it. Then they started to hear the university in Edinburgh paying more money. So they started smuggling the bodies over to Edinburgh. What did they smuggle them in? Barrels of whiskey. Because the whiskey then, the bodies wouldn't smell. So they pawned the bodies off to the Royal College of Surgeons in Edinburgh. They weren't throwing the whiskey out, The whiskey got sold to the inns around the university. So if any of you drink whiskey here, have you ever heard the story? There's a good body to that whiskey. That's where it comes from. So how Glasnevin stopped the body snatchers? As you come in around the wall, you'll see the watchtowers. Have you seen the watchtowers? There's 8 of them that go right around. Armed guards are put there at night time and hundreds of blood Cuban hounds paraded around here at night time. And one of them did get savaged to death by the dogs, and that's what put a stop to the grave robbings.
The cemetery contains historically notable monuments and the graves of many of Ireland's most prominent national figures. Those include the graves of Daniel O'Connell, Charles Stewart Parnell, Michael Collins, Simon de Valera, and many, many more. That one here is the O'Connell's tomb. James Larkin's grave.
Of the Labour Party. He caused the 1913 lockout. Over 200,000 people went on strike for living.
And of Jeremiah O'Donovan
He
Rossa.
founded the Phoenix National Literary Society. It's not a book club. It's a secret Republican brotherhood. He later joined in the Irish Fenian Brotherhood. They merged together. And before computers, maybe they only had one name or a last name.
The guide here was explaining about the abundant unnamed graves, most of them with just a simple stone for a mark or with no stone at all. That's the Angel's Corner. Here, where the newborns have ended their short path. All those who haven't been baptized yet. Shall we go now to some of not that famous parts of the graveyard? Sure, you can see the difference. Still taken care of, but definitely far from the tourist parts. Originally covering 9 arches of ground, the area of the cemetery has now grown to approximately 124 arches. Besides the famous ones, nearly 800,000 people have been buried here in unmarked graves due to the death toll from the Great Famine and the later cholera epidemic.